If you've ever sat at your office late at night, wrestling with scheduling, billing, or crashing software while your family waits at home, this video is for you. It's Dr. Jennifer Smith with her dental journey success. Today, we're diving into the 5 critical mistakes that dentists make when choosing practice management software and what you can do instead to save yourself some time, probably a whole bunch of money, and maybe also your sanity. I've watched brilliant women dentists lose their nights, their weekends, and their peace of mind because they chose or have a software based on maybe a flashy demo that they saw instead of real world needs, fixing the actual problems within the practice. I've been there too. I know it can be really overwhelming when you have to make a technology decision and it feels like there are so many options. That's why I just want to break this down simply for you so you can choose software that actually gives you back some of your time, hopefully some of your freedom and your sanity, and doesn't take it away. There will be no perfect software system for every single person. And that's why this is important, because there are several things that you should consider to make sure that you are making the right choice for you, for your practice, and for your goals. Most dental practice owners approach software selection like they're buying a new car. You get dazzled by all these really cool features, you get swayed by a really good sales presentation, and make the decision based on what looks cool rather than what actually works. The result? Often unexpected costs and a whole lot of stuff you paid for that you're never going to use. You can also end up with a system that is highly complex that your staff really doesn't like. And that complexity is because it is doing things that you're never going to use. There's also issues sometimes with integration. You may have some items that you use already that you love, that you want to keep using. You have to make sure that you don't end up in an integration nightmare where you have to change other things that are actually working well. And sometimes you run into problems with scalability. Maybe you have plans to have more than one location or to triple the size of your practice. You don't want to buy a software that you then have to switch sooner than you would like. That's really expensive. The real problem isn't actually the software. I believe there are enough softwares out there that the right solution is there for every person. It's actually the selection process itself. So let's run through the mistakes quickly. Mistake number 1, skipping a needs assessment, meaning have you taken a look at what you are trying to accomplish or what problems you currently have within the practice? Before you even look at the software, you need to know, what problems am I solving? Are you currently drowning in scheduling chaos? Maybe you're losing a lot of money on billing errors or struggling with patient communication. Most practices jump straight into just comparing features from software to software without understanding the actual workflow needs of the practice. This means you pay for the bells and whistles that you'll never use, and sometimes you completely miss the tools that could be saving you hours every single day. So sit down and list out your 3 pain points around your current practice management system. And then when you go to evaluate software, do that based on how well that software solves the problems that you have. Mistake number 2, ignoring all of the hidden costs. The quote that you get that says it will be $200 a month for this software might sound really good, really reasonable to you, until you discover that there are extras. There are likely fees for training. That could be $500 to $2,000, sometimes per team member. There are possibly setup and migration costs, $1,000, $5,000, maybe more. There could be support charges for even just basic help. And if at some point you decide that you want to leave, there could be data export fees when you move to a new or different system. As most of us do, you likely have several tools that you use. Sometimes they charge you for the integration of imaging or other tools with their software. So what looked like $2,400 annually, all of a sudden is $8,000 or more in that first year. So always ask the vendors for a full cost breakdown. You want to know, how much does it cost, including training, setup, support, integration, exit fees, all of that before you sign anything. Mistake number 3, choosing complexity over usability. This is all about those bells and whistles. A lot of softwares will contain a lot of things that you can do within the software if you want to. But advanced features really don't mean anything if your team can't use them effectively or you have no desire to use that feature. If you have a clunky interface, maybe it's really complicated, that can kill productivity and make your staff really, really frustrated. So you need a software that your team will actually use, that is as user-friendly as possible with the features that you're going to use. It doesn't matter if it's fancy. Fancy is great if you need those fancy things, but you have to decide that. So when you're looking at softwares, usability is key. Maybe have a team member or two take a look with you or watch the demo with you so that you can get some feedback on how easy or hard this looks like it would be for the team to use. Because if you're going to get pushback, it will be from them. Mistake number 4, overlooking scalability. Choosing a system that works for one location, but crashes when you add a second location creates very expensive headaches. Many successful practices will outgrow their software within 2 to 3 years, which can force a very expensive migration to a brand new system and totally disrupt your operations because, as you know, that breaks down the systems that you have in place. So what you want to do is always ask vendors how their software scales with multiple locations or with the growth plans that you have for the practice. Of course, if you have no desires to expand in any grand capacity, your software should last you for a very long time if it does not scale. But if growth is important to you, make sure you ask. And mistake number 5, ignoring integration requirements. Your practice management software needs to talk to as many of your other things as possible. This could be imaging, this could be payment processing, this could be patient communication tools. If you have poor integration or no integration with the tools that you currently use, then all of a sudden we end up duplicating work. We get these data silos and you have very frustrated team members. So make a list of every single system that you use, especially the ones that you want to keep, and ask the vendors to show you, not just tell you. Sometimes they'll tell you it works, but it doesn't. Show you how their software integrates with each of the things that you use. I want you to stop thinking about dental practice management software features and start thinking about freedom. You want some time freedom, right? So the right system will automate things for you like scheduling, reminders, and all of the routine tasks that your team needs to perform every single day. You probably want some financial freedom. I know everybody does. That means when you have efficient systems that work, you reduce errors, you speed up billing, you improve collections. Some practices, when they get great systems set up with great practice management software, will all of a sudden see that their collections or revenue is going up by 15, even 30% within the first year. And you want personal freedom. When the systems that you have work smoothly, you can leave the office knowing that everything is working the way that you want it to, knowing that your team has the tools that they need to get the job done, and things run without you. So you can get some of your evenings and your weekends back, especially if you're spending some of that time right now on your practice management. As you know, there is a lot of choice out there when it comes to practice management software. And like I've said, there isn't one that is best for everybody. So you do your due diligence and figure out exactly what problems you're trying to solve, and then start doing some research. Look at what's out there and see what's going to most efficiently and effectively solve the problems that you are trying to solve. Of course, there are some big names out there. Let's run through them very quickly, just in case you've never done research around this before. We've got Open Dental, highly customizable. It's really good for tech-savvy practices, I find. Dentrix, one of the biggest ones out there, trusted by over 35,000 practices, and they've got really strong support. You've got EagleSoft. It's got a lot of enterprise-level features, so it's really good for very large practices or DSOs. Curve Dental, a lot of people like that it is cloud-based, and it's pretty simple and easy to set up. There's CareStack, which has an all-in-one approach. It's really popular with multi-location practices. And then there's Addit, which is an integration powerhouse. It combines practice management and all of your marketing tools. Remember, the best choice depends entirely on your practice's needs, not the list of features that each software offers. Here's the truth. Software alone won't create freedom in your practice. Systems and structures create freedom. But the right practice management software is a very big piece of that puzzle. And without proper implementation, staff training, workflow optimization, even the best software becomes just one more source of stress and problems that you need to manage. If you're ready to stop wrestling with technology and start building a practice that gives you back your time and your peace of mind, then I'm always here if you want to chat. You can schedule a strategy call with me anytime, and we talk through what's going on in your practice and let you know if I can help. Your family is waiting. Your freedom is possible. The question is, what are you going to do about it?